You're Miss Indiana, right?
I was Miss Indiana, yeah. I placed in the top 10 at Miss USA, and I was like the first Indian person to have done that.
Genevieve was Miss Toronto, actually.
No, it's not. Yeah, Toronto with an N, a D. It's not true.
But he works so much. I was like, why don't you write down everything you do
Yes.
and then everything he gets to do? Because I would rather be your husband and just go to work.
I did just walking across the stage in a swimsuit, but not in that way. I did fitness modeling and bodybuilding.
Okay.
So in that sense, they're looking for very specific things, and it's, I'm sure there's so much training that goes into what you did.
I find pageants so stupid, and I find the girls on it dumb. So.
They're not dumb. A lot of them are really smart.
Hey, but I was a pageant girl.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Convo Sutra. My name's Tharan Shetty, here with another fantastic episode for you. But before we start, let's do a quick intro for audio listeners.
What's up, guys? It's Jazz, host of the Hot Chai Pod, a Bollywood film and gossip show.
Hello, everyone. I'm Pratima Anae.
Look who showed up.
This is both of our faults.
So what happened was they both wore the same outfits.
They were different. They were just the same color.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Nice
How
to
are
meet you.
Pratima, nice to meet you.
Fatima, Genevieve, nice to meet
She's
you.
like, you're not Indian.
No, I know. I guess wish I was. The amount of episodes I've done on this.
You're honorary.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It's so nice.
So Pratima, we go way back.
Yes.
Okay.
Huge model actress, and was like, I'm done. Which I was like, you have to come on that podcast for sure, 100%.
But we met on a modeling job,
Yeah.
and I was the bride and you were the groom. It was like an Indian wedding. And it ended up, I think it was in Fortune magazine and Wall Street Journal. And
You guys a big campaign.
yeah.
Did I hit on you?
I don't think so.
See, I don't hit on every model that I work with. I want
Who's saying that?
I want that to be
He's saying
clear.
it.
You were very respectful, kind, pleasant, like you always are.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
No, you're the best. And the reason why we were friends after that, and I used you for like my shorts because I was like, this is, she's so cool. And you were so affable.
Oh, thank you. It's because I grew up in the Midwest.
Yeah, Indiana, right?
Yeah.
You were Miss Indiana, right?
I was Miss Indiana.
I
Yeah.
did
And
my
I
research.
placed in the top 10 at Miss USA, and I was like the first Indian person to have done that.
Wow.
And I know there's been a
cool.
lot that have come after that. And they're always like, I did this first. I was like, no. I did
Genevieve
that
was
like
Miss
20 years
Toronto,
ago.
actually.
No, it's not. Yeah, Toronto with an N, a D. It's not true.
I've been involved in a lot of pageants just through hosting stuff. You don't seem like a pageant girl at all, like in terms of like your personality, like what got you into pageants?
So I grew up in a small Amish town, and there wasn't a whole lot of opportunity to do different things. And I wanted to do something different with my life. So that felt like an easy stepping stone into something else, something bigger. And that's what it ended up being. So I won that. I competed at Miss USA. It led to me meeting people from New York, people from Chicago, photographers. Then I started modeling. Then I was with Ford Chicago, and then I moved to Ford New York.
Wow.
Then I started acting, and I moved to Ford LA, and then I started, taking classes and going on auditions. So it was a whole trajectory for me, and I think a lot of girls in smaller cities use that as a stepping stone.
I could see that, yeah.
Because in Bollywood, Jasmine can speak on this, a lot of Bollywood stars got their start.
Yes.
Pageants,
pageants.
Yes, it's such a big thing in India, more so than in here.
Wow.
Here.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought. Interesting.
Well, it's like, there's
Smita Sen, Aishwarya Rai. Don't ask me why I know all
Priyanka
these names.
Chopra, Lara Dutta,
Yeah.
Dia Mirza. Yeah, there's a lot of them and increasingly so. But it's because it's so densely populated. There's so many people. And then you're basically competing to be the hottest person in your city and then the hottest person in your county. And then you compete to be the hottest person in the country, right? So then you get a lot of attention for being you have to be so beautiful to be standing out in a country of 1 billion people.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Or 300 million people, whatever it is. So yeah, so that's it's like an easy funnel into Bollywood where, looks are really, really important.
I also think that in India particularly, they have this national pride around it, right? Like they're known to be one of the most competitive countries at Miss Universe.
True.
And so they really take pride in who they're sending and they make sure they're well prepared. There are certain countries that are like that. Venezuela, India,
Yeah.
it's a big deal.
So you came out here and you were like, I'm going to take over the acting world.
I certainly tried for sure. And it's, as you guys know, it's hard. Auditioning is brutal.
But you did it. I mean, you were on shows.
I did. I did. But, and things have changed so much now. Everything's, you film it yourself and you send it in. But there used to be this whole psychological thing where you'd have a breakdown in the car and then you'd have...
On the way to the audition.
Yeah, and then you'd be anxious and then...
On the way to the podcast. That's me every week.
And then you'd get in the car and you'd be like, oh, God, why did I say it like that? There's a whole thing.
Yeah, fair enough.
Do you feel that when you're doing self-tapes? Do you feel like dread before
I
you do
hate it.
Yeah.
Like, it's honestly a nuisance. I have to do 2 after this, and it's like the bane of my existence. And I'm thinking, I don't even like doing it. So why am I doing it? Because it's like easy money. So I'm just like a cash whore.
Big cash
What
for
it
big
is.
pay.
It's not even great money. It's
I
like
think
what?
you're speaking about like the anxiety of going to an audition versus self tapes now. I actually, in driving home, being like, why did I say that way? That's what you said.
Yeah.
I think that like there's a beauty in that because now with self tapes, doing them myself a little bit now,
Yeah.
sometimes the first take is the right take and that was authentic, but then you just start like going over and over and over it, like in your head and thinking, no, I can do it better. I can do it this way. But then you get more frustrated and like you lose basically the essence of what the scene was supposed to be about in the first place or how you interpreted it the first time you read it. So I think there's like, there's positives and negatives to doing it either way.
Jess, have you ever had like any interviews or anything like that where you had to double think?
I mean, I do feel that way when I film my podcast, actually. I do feel this, like, it's weird because I'm excited when I'm, like, putting together my outline and, like, oh, I know what I'm going to talk about this week. And then sometimes right before, I, like, feel this, like, no, I don't want to do it. Like, I don't feel ready. What am I, I don't write a full script or anything because I just kind of talk on the fly. And, yeah, sometimes there's a dread and I'm like, where is this coming from? Or, like, I'll say something and I'm like, should I just repeat that whole section? And then... that's weird too. Like, why, what am I worried about? And I feel like you are lucky in that sense. And I'll say actually, you're lucky in the sense of like when you would audition, you could just leave it there. You don't get to just sit there in your house and be like, should I do it again? Should I do it again? And same for me coming to this podcast. I just, myself, whatever, I feel very good. And then I just leave. And I don't have to think about it until you post it.
Yeah,
versus
'cause
mine,
she's
I'm like,
editing.
should I just do it again? Should was that funny enough? And yeah, it just like takes over this whole like work from
Because
home
I'm
thing.
here. It's been real. I'm a great host.
It's a topic of throne.
I do think that part of that is really hard because you could spend all day filming the same take. And then there's this aspect of perfectionism where you want to have it a certain way, but no one else really cares.
No one
and
can notice it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so sometimes that's why the first take is the best take.
Yeah.
Because you're not overthinking it.
Yeah.
And
For your acting stuff, you went to law school too.
yeah, I did.
So this was after the pageant stuff or before?
It was right after the pageant stuff, but I remember, so I went straight into law school after I did Miss USA, and I was actually still Miss Indiana when I started Miss USA. And I had started modeling. And
It's like Miss Congeniality.
I know, but backwards, the other way.
Yeah.
But I remember the first audition I went on, I booked, and it was like the biggest campaign of the year. And back then they paid a lot more than they do now. So basically, like one job was gonna like pay for me and my then boyfriend, who's now my husband, to live for the entire summer. And so I was like, I really want to do this job. And it was a Hanes underwear campaign, funnily enough. But I had to get permission because it was during the week of my finals to leave to go do this job. And it was a 3-hour drive. So my husband picked me up. I studied on the way. I took my books to the shoot. I studied, like, I had these huge books. And then I came back, studied all night, and took the test. So
That's crazy.
it was a lot managing both.
Yeah.
Because they're both a full-time gig.
I was like, who's this lingerie model going to law school?
Yeah.
Is Hanes lingerie?
Oh, underwear.
Oh, underwear,
Yeah, it's
whatever.
underwear, yeah.
That was about as lingerie as Chicago was getting.
Yeah.
Like the most, I mean, Chicago's a pretty conservative market. But
No, that's both are huge accomplishments. I mean, I think anybody who moves to Hollywood in general is an accomplishment. I always tell people that you have the audacity to actually move here, even if you
Yeah.
fail. Jumping in Hollywood is not easy, and I give anybody their props for even trying.
oh yeah.
So then after law school, you were just like, I'd rather stay in the business and not.
Well, I hated law school from day one, and I knew it wasn't for me. Like, but I'm Indian, so
You go through the motions.
You don't quit. You do what you set out to do, even if you hate it, even if you know that it's not a good fit for you. Indian parents are infamous for saying, "Okay, we'll get the degree and then maybe do what you want."
Yeah.
Right? And so that's kind of what I did. As soon as I finished up the degree, I moved to New York. And, you know, I was signed with Ford Models there. So it was kind of like I could make an argument that I had an in. I wasn't just like showing up in New York and being
Right.
like, oh, God, what am I going to do now?
Were you passionate about it though, like modeling and acting? You were
Yeah,
Okay.
You
really
loved it.
was. I did love it. And I took all these classes in New York, and it was, you know, it was fun. It was like theater-based classes. It was
So when did you start to hate your life?
auditioning.
hate audition.
I think auditioning takes the fun out of everything.
Yeah.
At first, you're so excited. You're like, oh my God, I'm going out for this thing, and it's great. And then after 200 some auditions, you're like, oh.
Right?
Disheartening.
I feel like I'm talking to myself here because I'm so jealous of you. I wish I married an anesthesiologist. Can I say that? Yeah.
You've had chances to do
Yeah,
that.
I'm sure. Same.
No,
Yeah, you have. And then
I
sure.
don't believe
not
you.
doctors.
Yes, doctors.
Oh, the one doctor I
Roll back the tapes. There's a clip of him saying how he told this doctor, "Don't bother going out with me."
she was like, so I was also like insecure because she was like 34 or something, and she was like making like crazy money already.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why she wants a trophy husband.
I've had the same opportunities, and I've also, I guess, it's a choice. So it's not squandering it. It's just like I'm not into this person. So, and it just, yeah.
But she met her husband
So,
in
so
college.
that's
met
what I'm
him when
saying.
you were
No,
young, yeah.
I'm not saying you. I'm saying
it's okay.
this is just like us, and maybe it's our
Missed
issue.
opportunities.
But you say that, but it just wasn't the right person.
Like you can't fake it.
Yeah. So
You'd
you
rather
had this
struggle.
amazing person from when you were young. It sounds like.
Well, I was 20 when we started our relationship, and I think I'm just a really loyal person. So
That's lovely.
I married my first boyfriend.
Yeah.
But
That's lovely.
Yeah, it's so lovely. Truly.
yeah, it is.
Jasmine's
it's
like,
really,
what is that like?
Like, oh, no thanks to him.
Hey, sorry to interrupt. If you like this episode, please like and subscribe. It helps us so much. Thanks.
unusual, right?
No, I think
it's
it
wonderful.
works for some people, and some people.
Our last guest
can't.
did the same thing too, by the way.
Oh, that's great.
The guy who was just on.
Yeah. Remember,
Oh,
remember
Interesting.
he messaged her? And,
Oh, the past guest.
Yeah.
It happens.
I just think like he is such a nice, genuine, loyal, honest person, and I realized from a young age that is important. And he also just like was really on board with my family.
Right.
I love it.
one of my friends is really successful and he's married. And I was like, I wonder if the fact that he's taken like women off the board has let him focus on everything. Because sometimes like women are just kind of distracting for me out here. So I feel like if I was married, maybe what I'm
They
telling you,
actually say that for
it's a waste of my time.
They
Like,
actually say that for a lot of CEOs and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that's why a lot of CEOs or like very successful executives are married.
Yeah.
Because they're like, okay, I have this part of my life settled and now I can, you know, I have this support system and I have someone to take care of stuff at home for me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I honestly think that it was a lot less scary for me than it was for you guys because I had a partner that was making money, right? So I still
You could take risk.
yeah, I could take risk and I knew that, you know, I still had another life to go back to. But that's not saying that I didn't do all the scary things. Like I was hosting downtown New York. I was living in a studio well, it was like this horrible apartment. It had like rats and cockroaches in it. It was like, you know, it was the whole thing. I
My
wasn't
apartment now.
Pets.
No, it's not.
It was $700 a month
Oh, that's so cheap. Oh my God.
in Manhattan. So yeah, I dealt with
The pets.
So,
I saw you hustling here in LA. Like you definitely went through. You didn't have an easy time at all.
No.
And I remember talking to you about your auditions too. So you put yourself through the grinder.
yeah, I think we all have to. I think when you take that kind of risk and something, it's so tangible. You want it so much, so there's fear around it too. Because what if I don't get it? You want to give it your all.
What was your favorite project that you did so far when you were acting?
Oh, I don't know if I have a favorite.
What was your least favorite? That's more fun to talk
That's
about.
what, yeah.
Who were you competing against on your auditions, by the way?
It was all the same girls. We're like this little group of Indian girls.
Oh, was it like Shazia Adine?
Yeah, she was there. Kavi Ladnir.
Yeah.
And she's lovely. I love Kavi. And she used to bring her daughter.
Kavi's doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She had like a daughter that she would bring, and she was just like 1 or 2 at the time. She's the most well-behaved little girl. And now she's acting. She was the voice of Mira on Mira Royal Detective, Kavi's daughter.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So do you feel a sense of relief leaving? Because let's be clear, like you don't audition anymore. Like you said, this is the first time you've been on camera for a while. Like, do you feel a sense of relief of like what is it like? Because I always struggle with that as an artist. Like I fantasize sometimes. What if I just did something else differently and just didn't? I wasn't on camera at all.
I think for me, because I went straight from giving up acting into motherhood, that I didn't think about it too much because motherhood is so all-consuming, and you want to be there, and you're kind of like obsessed with your kid, right? Like you want to do everything for your child. You want to provide for them, and they need you, right? I had twins, so that was a lot. So I didn't give it much thought. I just went full in on the next phase that I had for myself.
Yeah.
Got it.
Like it felt like the right time to take a break from
Yeah.
acting.
Yeah.
How old are your twins?
My kids are now 12.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Can you tell that story about how you were cast in that pilot?
Oh, with Tiffany Haddish? Oh, yeah. So, I did 2. So, I started booking right before I quit. Like all the hard work I did, all the hustle, all of a sudden I was booking. And when I got to the job or did the job, I was kind of underwhelmed
Okay.
because I just felt like my insecurities came up on set more than ever. And I was like, what am I doing here? I felt like imposter syndrome a little bit.
Yeah.
But one of the last things I did was I booked a pilot with Tiffany Haddish, and I was actually the lead in it, and she was the co-star. We both had the same agent at the time, and we filmed it, and it was so much fun because we just got along so well together. And so a year later, I hadn't been watching TV, and I'd had my kids, and I turned on the TV, and I was watching the Oscars, and she was presenting, and I was like, oh my God, how in this 1 year span was she in a pilot with me, and now she's presenting at the Oscars? But, she did Girls Trip. Mm-hmm. And she was so funny. She's just really who she is. Like, I remember her coming to my house, and we were going to run lines. And she doesn't know, like, I have a stable life, right? I'm married to an anesthesiologist. We had a house. Like, she was just like, oh, my God, this is where you live? Because she was, like, kind of, struggling. And she, at one point, she was living in her car, and she came into my kitchen. She's like, I have to make fried chicken in this kitchen. And she was like, do you have any Lowry seasoning? I was like, no, I don't know what that is. And then 2 years later, she was on the Lowry seasoning packaging.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's actually insane.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds like a positive experience. By the way.
Yeah. She was great. And I'm so happy for her. She really deserved what she got, like the successful career that she got.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the question to the panel is, are there any experiences where like it reinforces that you made the right decision in your career? There's nothing.
I'm looking at her face.
How miserable is your life?
No, 100%. I've had some really great experiences that it feels like it's constantly growing. So that's always like,
It's hard to say. Like, oh yeah, it all made sense.
I hit like one milestone, and that's very, very exciting in the moment.
Give us one milestone.
Oh God, I don't know.
Can't say this podcast.
This podcast. No, I mean, podcasts in general are fun and a sign of like, okay, you're doing something right, I guess. But just certain shows, first theater, even if it's, or first, being asked to feature on the road for somebody, it was kind of an insane thing of me to do when I pivoted, and really wanted to start acting.
She's a comedian, by the way.
Oh yeah, sorry. Hey. And just starting to act and being booked on a couple of things out of the gate was very, very exciting, big milestone for me in that sense. So, yeah, anytime there's like, and just, yeah, I would say I've met some incredible people and peers and, on that level. Or actually, speaking of Tiffany Haddish, maybe here's one milestone. I was supposed to be on a show, get my show in LA. I've done it, but I was supposed to be on it, and I ended up having to take an earlier flight, couldn't do it, and he replaced me with Tiffany Haddish.
Oh my God.
And I was like, you know what? If I'm going to be replaced by somebody, Tiffany Haddish is probably good. We're so similar. It's crazy.
I know for both of you guys, it's like kind of.
I think it's probably they were just trying to fill the female comic hole, but know.
What about you, Jazz?
What's the question again?
Is there any like milestone moment that you can relate to Pratima's experience doing a pilot?
Not really. That experience, I don't know. I've been trying to rack my brain, because you also had this other question at the top of the podcast that maybe wasn't on, which was, what's like a risk that you've taken that really paid off?
Sure, that too. Whatever.
I don't know.
Kill time here.
I don't know. I feel like there's been milestones. I don't feel like I'm 100% where I want to be for either my startup, which is still, in its development, and then for my podcast, which is still growing. So I'm like, has anything paid off? I don't know. But, there have been risks. Like, I thought I wanted to do my PhD straight out of undergrad, because I was very research heavy in undergrad. And then I could have done that at a school here, but it was like a lab that I didn't really care about. And then I got a call from NYU, and they're like, we can't accept you into our PhD program. We think you're too young. Why don't you come into our master's program? We have this new program for consumer psychology. And I was like, what? Like, that's so out of bounds. And I thought about it for 2 days, and I was like, I want to do it. And I moved to New York, and it really did. It changed my whole trajectory, and it put me into tech. And I imagine how awful my life would have been if I had done 5 years at a research lab in Irvine. And,
that's incredible.
Yeah.
There you go. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Mine isn't like a career thing, it's like experience. Like I just went to India this past year, and I normally never take time off like that, but I went for like 2 weeks. We just partied 2 weeks straight. And it was awesome. And I look back now, I'm thinking, I'm really glad I went there, because I got to just live a whole different culture, by myself, with my friends, without my parents. So looking back, I was like, I'm glad. I think you got to step into stuff that makes you uncomfortable. And being a lead in the show is no joke. I'm sure you had a lot of pressure to make sure you delivered.
You know what? I try not to think about it too much at that point, because it wasn't like there was a studio behind it. It was one of those pilots where they were shooting it independently and hoping it got picked up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that there's less stress with that. And Tiffany was just so real and so herself that I was able to do a better job, because she gave me so much to play off of. And she was just so easy to work with. So I just went with that.
You're so funny, because you talk about like your insecurities, but you come across like so like placid and like chill. Like, like honestly, I would never see you having anxiety at all.
Oh, trust me, I have massive anxiety. And in the inside of my head, there's all kinds of spirals happening.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, do you feel like that's part of your like Miss USA training, Miss Indiana training in beauty pageants, that you would need to keep composed and, present like a confident front regardless of what's kind of going on in your head in the moment?
I think that experience honed how I present, but I think that the way that I was raised is a big part of that, because my parents were
Amish, right?
Yeah, they were like, you leave this house, you're representing this family.
Wow.
You dress
with
nicely.
Were you from in India? Like, were your parents from?
They're from Hyderabad,
Okay.
Nice.
Andhra Pradesh. And so,
Wait, are you Telugu?
yes.
Oh,
Very
yes.
nice.
forgot that.
That's
Yeah.
why she's so beautiful.
So, when we're talking about risks, like what's the biggest risk that you've taken that's paid off? I think it actually has to do with that. I think the biggest risk that you take on some level is just on authentically being yourself. And that's actually so much more scary and so much harder than you really realize it. Because when you grow up with a family who's always telling you, you need to do X, Y, and Z, you need to have a doctorate degree, you need to get married, you need to have kids, you need to do this, that's the expectation. But underneath all of that, where are you? Who are you? What are your needs? What are your desires? If you could lead with that, even though it's scary, that's the stuff of life.
I'm just imagining, sorry, I'm fantasizing. What if your parents never left Andhra Pradesh? You'd be like you'd be like the
Hey,
biggest,
maybe we should be Miss India.
you'd be like the biggest Telugu star in these South Indian movies.
Oh my gosh, it's funny because I was Miss Indiana.
Yeah.
So if the sash would move, it looked like Miss India.
Oh, it's hilarious.
And so people were like, oh my God, you're going to go to Miss Universe and then you're going to have to compete against Miss India. And so for the interview portion that was televised in the final pageant, they gave me some questions and they were literally the stupid questions you could ever ask me. They're like, you're from Shipshewana, India. And I was like, Shipshewana, Indiana. That's why I'm in Miss USA. They were like,
That's hilarious.
They were like, repeat that 5 times fast. That was my question.
That was your question.
That was my question.
Jesus.
It was horrible. I was like, can you make me look any more?
I'm going to law school.
Bimbo, yeah.
I'm out. Yeah.
It's funny because at the pageants, they can ask anything from, I guess, that. Hopefully it's gotten better to what's your opinion on race relations? And it's like, oh, you're asking like a random 19-year-old pageant girl to talk about something more eloquently than like a politician.
I find pageants so stupid, and I find the girls in it dumb. I'm sorry. So
They're not dumb. A lot of them are really smart.
Hey, but I was a
A lot of them
pageant
are
girl.
professionals.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm going to stand by that.
Maybe the pageants you've hosted.
I did. I was part of Showbiz India's dumb pageant. It was stupid.
I'm not going to name any names because you guys don't know what year I competed. But the girl that won, they asked her, one of her questions was like, what's the meaning of integrity? And she didn't know what integrity was. And then they asked her on the final televised night.
Just say integrity 5 times fast.
She's like being cutthroat enough to win a pageant.
So
Integrity.
terrible.
Yeah.
And then they asked her, they were like, oh, it looks like on your resume you like to watch football. So who would you like to catch a pass from? And she said, Tiger Woods.
Honestly,
Even
funny.
Tatum
Maybe
reacted to that,
she's
our
just
producer.
a comedian because that's funny.
She knew something about Tiger Woods then that we all found out later.
So what pageant are you going to join, Genevieve?
But it was like
Miss French Canada.
No, my mom already did that. Is there one from my age group? I'm
There's
getting up there.
like a Mrs.
Miss MILF?
There's like Mrs. Pageant
Well,
once
you
you get
probably have to be
married.
married, and that's not happening anytime soon either, apparently. So
No, God bless you. I think it's a great skill set.
okay.
I think pageants
I don't
are
know
awesome.
if it was a great
I think so
skill
too.
set. I was good at it and it made me feel like I was good at something. But that being said, I think that they should sort of be canceled. Like at this point.
There we go. Now we're having some opinions here.
Okay. At this point in life,
Stunned.
Yeah.
with what's going on in the world, I really believe that they should be canceled.
You think it's predatory and misogynistic?
Okay, well, those are very strong words, but
Well, you said canceled.
yeah, but why else? I guess would it?
I just think that you are trying to win the approval of all of these other people. And it's not like you're winning the approval because you're playing a role.
Right.
You're bringing something to their production. You're trying to put yourself on stage as kind of a product. And, they give you numbers. You're walking around in your swimsuit and they're like 8.9, 9 point something. Like,
Yeah, it's gross, actually.
it is.
I privately give all of you numbers. When you guys walk in, let's give you guys numbers.
No, it actually floats on the screen behind us.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Dude, I'm going to do that. I'm with numbers.
Doesn't say hot tripod. It says like LA7.
I'm gonna start bringing scoring cards, and every time I see their own,
Brett was like, why did I agree to do this podcast?
sorry,
This
we're
is why I
animals.
quit the business.
Yeah.
Now, all these people who, I knew through pageantry are going to say, why are you knocking it? But, I mean, it got me
Right,
opportunities.
open doors.
Yeah, but you're also allowed to have an opinion on it because you were in it, like pretty competitively. So you're allowed to.
She didn't say anything
speak on
bad.
it.
She's just speaking her opinion about it. She didn't say
Yeah.
anything derogatory.
No.
I said stuff that's derogatory.
I mean,
but
but
you
it
always
is
do.
crazy that you would walk across the stage in a swimsuit and you're waiting for a number just for
Right.
someone to rank you.
Right.
Yeah.
I did it differently. I did just walking across the stage in a swimsuit, but not in that way. I did fitness modeling and bodybuilding.
Okay.
So in that sense, they're looking for very specific things, and it's I'm sure there's so much training that goes into what you did. It's a different kind of judging, I guess.
Could you relate to
in
her
a
what
type
she was
of
saying?
type of sport. But like you very much signed up for it in bodybuilding, and it has to do with. It's almost like an art with like what days you lift what and for how much and what you're trying to grow, and it's like very specific in that sense. It is very subjective though, like that.
They should ask Q&A.
That'd be so funny. Oh my god, imagine what the meatheads would say.
It's interesting though. There are women I was doing law school and all of that. So there are women that are very smart and very, very accomplished that are doing it.
Yeah.
But I remember I was asked to judge a lot of pageants afterwards, like the states, like Miss Illinois USA or Miss Rhode Island USA. Like they had me come back and do that. So I was on the other side of the table. And some people are really smart. Some people are really not. I know that's probably going to get canceled for saying that too.
No,
No,
I
it's
think
true.
That's life.
think it's-
there's a bell curve.
But
in every
it would
How many dumb people
boggle
have had
my
on this
mind.
podcast?
he looked
true.
directly at me when he said that, and
I remember when I was interviewing once, I tried to give them easy questions. Like I said, I see on your resume you love animals. Tell me some of the benefits.
Well, that's on the resume.
Yeah. And I was like, there's a study saying that people with pets live longer. What do you think about that? I'm basically giving her the answer. She's like, it's true because if someone robs you, big dogs bark and little dogs too.
Not wrong.
actually,
not wrong.
Yeah,
Shout out to my dog.
same.
Really? That's
Yeah.
why they're giving
You
you
threw-
longevity in life.
All right.
It's correlation.
I feel like this is gonna go down a path I don't want to go down.
Okay, sorry.
No, don't
this,
be.
This is great.
It's so good.
We're
No,
seeing,
I just-
we're seeing the raw Pratima. It's great.
Yeah,
Come back with a vengeance.
The rage coming back. After
Yeah,
this,
so
you're probably
rageful.
rigging off the
face
hook.
bag. It's actually hilarious.
Have you ever competed in a pageant? Since we're-
I didn't compete in a
Miss
pageant.
Laguna?
Too many hot girls in Laguna.
You're one of them.
Maybe not then. But no, and then there's different types of pageants, right? One where you have a talent and one where you don't need a talent.
exactly.
And I didn't have a talent.
You talk about Bollywood.
I didn't talk smack back then, like about any specific subject. Yeah. So
Taryn, if you were to
Finally,
be in
it's
a
about me.
pageant, I knew you were
Mr.
waiting for it. I could
India.
tell. If you had to perform a talent on stage for Miss USA, what would it be? Other than
It
tucking.
would probably be my poetry, like spoken word.
Oh, I love
Yeah,
that.
I'm just so in depth and
Okay.
meaningful.
Wait, are you being serious?
No.
Yeah.
Come on, Pratima. Let's go. What else are you? So what's Pratima doing now?
Oh, gosh, that's nothing exciting. I'm
You
raising.
were just talking about your clothing stuff, right?
Oh, that's right. Okay, so I've collected vintage clothing for the last 20 years.
Incredible.
So I have this beautiful collection and I've been selling it online. And
And you're amazing interior designer as well. by
oh,
the way.
thank you.
Yeah.
So I
that's
do that
cool.
as well.
How do I know your resume better than you?
I know.
like I'm
I
not
like
doing
stalk her
anything.
night,
It's like
Pratima.
she's doing a lot of cool things.
I do a lot of stuff. So I designed my own house, and then a lot of people would ask me to do stuff for them. Then I have the vintage clothing, and then I started a children's clothing line with my mom. And so the children's clothing line is really unusual and cool. It's all custom designed by my mom does all the designs, and then it's tailored in India, and it's made using vintage saris.
Oh, I love
Insane.
that.
That's so cool.
And then my daughter is the model.
What's it called?
Naru and Niru. It means sapling and water in Telugu. So
Very
it's
cool.
fun. Yeah.
No, that's cool. I mean, you guys have any side passions outside of this podcast? I know this is your main thing. Am I doing an awful job today? How come every question?
No, just kidding. Side projects. Okay.
Like her, like clothing line or anything you want.
I don't have a clothing line. I'm not that cool. That's incredible.
Oh no.
Should everyone have like a side thing? Because I'm listening to you, like maybe
Yeah.
I should have, because I don't really have
need
anything
to-
outside of
you
the
have to
business.
diversify.
But you like passions
Yeah, I do comedy. That's my passion.
and you work
stand-up.
out a lot.
I don't.
Not
I
that
have to
anybody
work
can
out.
tell, but-
I have to work out. It's not a passion. I hate it actually.
Really? I thought you enjoyed it.
No, I
He likes
suffer.
his hot girl night walks. It's another passion of yours.
To the grocery store?
I do go to the.
Yeah.
I started vlogging now. I'm gonna stop that. It's
Yeah.
too much.
I like music, I'd say. Reading, believe it or not.
But these are not hustles so much as
Oh,
Yeah, like a
I am
hustle.
starting a podcast. I already started filming episodes. It'll probably have
Thanks for asking me on it. By the
come
way,
out. I'm good. I was about to when this was done. I'm not joking because I'm stockpiling episodes.
did you
while I'm
ask
here.
Jazz?
Not yet. Can you relax yourself, please?
Pratima?
What is it?
Just met. It's a podcast, and it's pretty great. I don't know.
what's it about?
Well, it's called Gorilla Cheeks,
Gorilla cheeks?
and there's a reason, but we'll just leave it at that for now. Talk about it after.
Mysterious.
What's your hustle?
I mean, my main hustle is my health tech startup that I'm
Oh,
working
amazing.
on. Yes,
That's huge.
that's my not side. That's like my work. So hopefully that will take off. But if not, we always have
Your pod too.
smack to talk about Bollywood and
So, do you feel more fulfilled?
I would say that, okay, I can only have side hustles because I'm a mom. I'm a full-time mom. And that is a lot of work and it's a lot of joy.
Do you like
but
being a mom?
I love being a mom. There are moments when I'm tired of it. There are moments when I lose my patience, but it's the one thing that I've done that really gives me purpose. And I love seeing my kids grow into these amazing human beings with their own interests and just to foster that creativity in them and see what they do with their life. That's been amazing. But because my husband works all the time, I can only really have a side hustle because I have to do it in between all the responsibilities I have as a mother.
and house manager.
Yes.
Essentially. Yeah.
Yes. And, like I do all of the things I do, like all the bookkeeping, the house stuff,
Exactly.
the kids stuff.
It's a lot.
It's labor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can't
it is
imagine.
work.
I
Yeah,
can't
I
imagine.
remember one day I was telling my husband, I was like, okay, I'm going to add up all these jobs that I do and tell you how much money I'm saving you.
That's the right way to do
Yeah.
it. I've encouraged friends to do that too. They're like, but he works so much. I was like, why don't you write down everything you do
Yes.
and then everything he gets to do? Because I would rather be your husband and just go to work and come
Yeah,
back and
same.
everything's like magically taken care of, you know?
Yeah.
See, I love
That's-
how this podcast went from me giving out numbers to women to now women empowerment. Like, that's what we do here.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I mean, all of it, I think, is women empowerment. Even the pageants are women empowerment because it's all you how you approach it. Look, someone is judging you.
True.
Someone's judging you every day in real
Every
life,
day.
all the time.
Performance review, whatever.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
you get a number there too.
so take what
By
you
the way,
want out of
guys
it.
too, by the way, women are not excluded. Like
Yes.
people judge men all the time.
In this industry, particularly. That's why you said you had to work out all the time, right?
Dude, I'm like clinging to straws here. Like I have to like keep up with the Joneses.
It's hard. It's hard
to be a man. Yeah.
It's hard to be a man. I'm transitioning.
Honestly, I think it's harder now because you don't know what your role is. You know,
I know
like,
what my role is.
It is
what's
converging.
what's your role?
I'm a comedian host and I like to walk my dog Nutmeg. I don't have a dog.
Wait,
doesn't
your
have a
role
dog.
your role is so much more than that, though.
No, honestly, my role is, I feel like my role is to make cool things and put it out into the universe. That's my
Yeah.
role. I keep it that simple.
It's good to keep your role simple.
What's your role, Genevieve? This podcast is all over the map. What's your role?
My role is a dog mom, first and foremost.
First and foremost.
Lila.
Comedian. Yeah, Lila. Comedian, making some people laugh, maybe feel good. Like to be a good source of good energy for people. You know, daughter, sister. Just start naming random things. Daughter, sister. I've got a lot of roles. I'm wearing a lot of hats.
Yeah.
Just not today because my hair's slicked back, but dumb. Yeah, I like that.
We want to share your role since we're on this topic.
Do I have roles? Yeah. I mean, I'm like an unpaid therapist to many.
Yeah.
I'm a unofficial astrologer to many and unasked. I feel like I like to build things. I like to always be on to the next thing and challenge myself. And whether that's at work and with the podcast, that's been a huge challenge for me for the past almost 2 years now of like, how do I pivot? How do I make it cooler? How do I make it stick? How do I stick with it is the biggest challenge for me, like being consistent. So yeah, I feel like I wear a lot of different hats. And, I dream of a day of leisure, full day of leisure without the idea that I should be doing something.
See, I get
That's
bored
a
with
different
leisure.
kind of thing.
Well, that's the thing. I'm always like, oh, I should be doing this. I could be doing this. I should
Yeah.
call this person up and do this project. And, and then there goes my day of watching TV is just like thinking about all the things I didn't do.
Yeah. You're probably like me where if you are on vacation or something, it sometimes feels like the effort of putting work aside and just like goals and ideas, like ambitions or whatever for the day, like putting that stuff aside is really difficult for me.
Mm-hmm.
I get anxiety over like wasting the day, even though it's important to take a day to relax, recharge. And
I don't feel that way when I'm out and about traveling. I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to be here. I paid to do this. I'm going to do it.
that's good. That's healthy.
But I've never had a vacation in the past 15 years where I've not studied or worked. I've always studied or worked. It doesn't matter. But it's okay. I feel like, okay, I can make time for this, and then I can go log off and have my beers and,
Yeah.
recharge.
Can you tell that story about your kids on the casting director?
Oh, yeah. So I grew up when auditioning, when someone said, can you do this thing? We were taught to say yes. Yes, I can do that thing because you would just figure it out, right? Mm-hmm. But there were some things that I said yes to that didn't really work out for me when I was doing it. But I just always felt the pressure to be what everybody else wanted me to be. Now that I have kids, I've raised them kind of to be the opposite of that. So one of my friends she was like, I really want your kids to go out for this audition. They're going to be perfect. We're looking, and she was, someone I knew during my time in the entertainment industry. She was like, it's an Amazon Alexa commercial. They're looking for twins that are ethnic looking that speak fluent German. And so that is my children.
It's random.
I know, it's very random because it was for Alexa in Germany. So I told my kids about it and they didn't want to do it. I said, I don't really want to do this. I said, I already said yes. It's just a Zoom meeting. Just humor me. So they sat there, and my son had he was like 9 or 10. He'd programmed Alexa to speak to him in German so he could do it. He could show how he could do it to the casting director. And I guess they thought that was fun, but my daughter also studies Bharatanatyam. So Indian dance, Indian classical dance. So they're like, can you show us some dance? And she just looked at them and she said, no. No hesitation. No, like, I'm not putting on a performance for you. I'm not doing the things you want me to do and saying yes just because.
Okay.
And they
Sounds
had
like jazz.
Yeah.
No.
Me every day.
no qualms about it, And I love that.
I love that.
Maybe because they have the privilege to say no and you felt like you did not, which is, that is a second gen kind of story too. Like,
Yeah.
I get to be like, no, I wouldn't have that kind of job. And my dad would be like, well, I had to have any kind of job to support a family, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to ever have a family.
Well, kudos to you. I mean, it sounds like you did some great things. I mean, it looks like all your time in the business, you raised some amazing kids.
Oh, thank you.
So it sounds like mission accomplished.
I feel like I did. And they're both so interesting. Like, you can just see that they're a generation of the next change makers and what's coming, right?
Thanks so much for coming on the podcast.
Sure.
Huge thrill to have you and to see you again.
Yes, it was lovely to be here.
Oh my God, it was so
Yeah,
great to meet
amazing
you.
job. And thanks, ladies, for coming on.
Of course.
yeah, it's awesome.
Thank you for having me again.
Yeah.
Yes.
And thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you. Please follow us at the Convo Sutra, and we will see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.